It's that time of the year. Skeletons in the closet. Ghouls are drawing near. Spiders in your hair. A slasher franchise that should have ended after the second movie. It's Robirds 2016. Last year I decided to torture myself with my review of Annabelle, which I'm still recovering from, by the way. This year, we're going to start with something a little more tame and quite special. We're going to enter Bob Show's contest. My task, should I choose to accept it? Review any of the movies he did for his Halloween specials, and those movies are as harmless as a puppy dog. And just for fun, I'm going to let you all decide what I'm going to review. That's right, put any of the movies he reviewed onto the screen, and I'll review it. Damn it.
Somebody tell me that fate has been kind.
Well, it seems I can't go 1 year without being dragged back into a Batman movie. Because now we're going to take a look at the straight-to-DVD film titled The Batman vs. Dracula. Now, before I can review the movie, I must quickly give my thoughts on the show it derived from, The Batman.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, this show seems to divide people. Some love it, some hate it. I am personally not a fan. The character designs are awful, the stories are not interesting, and it focuses more on straight-up action rather than building character. Though I'd rather watch a marathon of all seasons of this show than sit through one episode of this shit. Don't ask me to review it, please. Please. Though, the idea of Batman and Dracula clashing is not really a bad idea. So perhaps this will do things better than the show? Only one way to find out. Get your bat popcorn ready and we'll dive right into The Batman vs. Dracula. God help me. The movie starts at Arkham Asylum. One of the inmates is trying to let Penguin in on an escape plan for half of some of the cash that is buried in a cemetery. But unfortunately, he also told another inmate, the Joker. What could go wrong?
Joker! He's escaped! Goodbye, Arkham! Hello, Gotham!
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I'm going to be frank here. I hate this Joker. As not only a fan of the character, but as someone who's voiced him, everything about this Joker is just wrong to me. From the way he acts, moves, and looks, it just doesn't seem like Joker to me. He looks like if Rob Zombie and the Violator had a baby. Also, not a fan of Kevin Michael Richardson's voice for the character.
Penguin, you old featherbrain. What brings you out of Arkham?
This is a load of barnacles.
Though, to be fair, at least Joker doesn't have a voice that makes you want to dump your head in acid.
Tweet, tweet.
That honor goes to the Penguin played by Tom Kenny.
Same as you, Clowny. But I think we can save each other a whole lot of trouble if we agree to split the take.
God, it makes me wish Jar Jar Binks was here right now. Joker isn't going to team up with anyone, so in a shocking twist, he tricks Penguin and runs off only to be stopped by the only thing the show ever got right. Batman. I'm still not a fan of the art style, but I love this Batman design. Simple, yet unique. I love the enveloping cape, the claws, the short ears. Oh, and he has some of the coolest bat gadgets I've ever seen. With a cool looking Batman like this, you'd expect a really great voice to come out of him, right?
Don't get caught in the rain without your straitjacket.
I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yeah, Reno Romano plays Batman, and his voice sucks. Moving on. Penguin makes it to the cemetery where he looks for a gravestone with a cross. Of course, he finds a crypt with Dracula's coffin and he opens it, but Drac seems to be a bunch of bones. Luckily for him, Penguin cut his hand, so we get to have a tribute to the Christopher Lee Dracula movies. But Christopher Lee didn't look like that. Meanwhile, back with Batman and Joker. Joker falls off the side of a dam and dies. No, seriously, Joker dies in this movie in a pretty messed up way, actually. Normally I'd be angry about killing off Joker. I'm looking at you, Burton. But if it means we don't have to deal with this Joker for the rest of the movie, I'm game. Back at the cemetery, either Drac is really slow or Penguin is surprisingly fast. Though before Drac can kill off the other annoying villain, he is spotted by a security guard. Okay, so we have a few options here for this character. Let's see. There's death, and what's the other? Oh, death. But it's a bit of a tough call. I'm gonna go with death.
Looks like I'm the main course.
Get used to the one-liners, folks. This show thrives off them more than the Schumacher movies.
I'm Penguin. I'll be your server.
Now, some of you might be wondering why Dracula is in Gotham City and not, Transylvania. Well, you see, the reason is the movie says so. No, literally, that's all about the explanation we get as to why he's here. They just say, hey, his body was transported to Gotham because... just because.
This is a load of barnacles.
Dracula wants to explore Gotham. Ooh, this could be interesting to see how he handles the new modern world. And cut to a week later! I didn't even realize it was 1 week later when I was watching this until the TV decided to give an exposition drop. Top-notch editing, guys. Batman goes on the prowl looking for any of the victims that Drac has taken this week when he runs into a woman whose purse is being stolen. Unfortunately, both her and the mugger are changed into vampires before he can save her. Damn, Bruce, you suck at your job. Oh well, time to be a badass. Batman is more or less unsuccessful with this fight when the vampires pull a vanishing trick on him, giving a bit of irony there.
So that's what that feels like.
Back at Wayne Manor, we get one of the reasons why I cannot stand this show. Alfred is a complete dick.
I don't want to believe it either, Alfred. But I know what I saw. Fangs.
Poppycock. Easily purchased at any Halloween superstore.
He's always talking down to Bruce, always trying to get him to stop being Batman, and he's just plain unlikable. At least in Gotham, it made more sense why Alfred was so protective over Bruce, because he was a kid. You see what you're doing, movie? You're making me defend Gotham. Gotham. Don't ask me to review it. Dracula is fully regenerated, and he's Ra's al Ghul. No, seriously, look at them. They are identical. Drac al Ghul here decides to pay a visit to Wayne Manor where a ball is being held.
And you, Stipes.
Huh?
I realize this assignment may not be as big a priority to you as catching your next wave, but would you mind tucking in your shirt?
Why don't we just start Alfred as a dick counter, huh? Well, let's see. This is a Batman movie with Dracula, and it also has Vicky Vale. Can you take a guess what happens next?
Truly magnificent.
Oh, my necklace? It's a family heirloom.
Gee, I wonder if she's going to be a damsel in distress later. It would be such a shocking twist to this story. Bruce tells Alucard about a new device from Wayne Industries that collects solar energy. Excuse me. Before Drac can attempt to turn Bruce, he is interrupted by Douchefrit, so our lovable vampire instead takes the waiter.
Empty-handed. This time I am out for blood. Stipes. Mr. Stipes. Now what is wrong with this picture? Correct. No cheese platter. Which means you are headed the wrong way.
First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face!
Oh, dear.
Rather than Dracula and his new vampire simply biting everyone at the party, thus creating an army, they just leave because... well, we need a way to pad the movie out somehow.
Whatever are you writing?
His name, Alucard.
Just in case the audience couldn't tell who the villain was from, you know, the freaking title of the movie.
Vampirism may be rooted in the supernatural, but it infects blood. And if it's transmitted like a disease, there's a chance it can be treated.
Oh great, another movie where anything supernatural has to be explained with science. Because magic seems to be just taboo in Hollywood anymore. Turns out there was a sighting of a giant bat, so now Gotham suspects Batman of being the abductor of the lost ones. Now that is a concept that I like. Batman being framed for Dracula's actions. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Show a whole plot where Batman has to try to prove that he's the innocent one here. That could be for an interesting plot. But something tells me they're just gonna waste it all on just one action scene.
Oh, the girl. You have been in the grave a long time, Master. Nice jugulars.
Batman suits up with garlic-soaked gadgets and heads to the Gotham Cemetery where the first victim was abducted. Unfortunately, Swab ambushes him, so we get to see Batman do what he does best. Run away like a bitch. However, Dracula is there to make things worse.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Batman tries to take down Dracula at full strength. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, you'll notice that Batman is kind of an idiot in this movie and the show. Gee, maybe I should stop trying to take on Dracula, who's clearly more powerful than me, and come up with a plan. Nah, that's what a good Batman would do. Drac is about to finish off Bat Idiot when the sun decides to come up quicker than usual because of plot convenience.
You spurn my offer of eternal life. The next time, we do not part until maggots feed upon your flesh.
This image alone sums up my reaction to this movie. After returning to Wayne Manor and patching up, we see Bruce having a nightmare remembering his parents' death. Skipping! Back at the cemetery, Penguin waits for it to get darker before waking up Dracula when he gets a visitor.
Huh? What? You?
Everyone's so shocked to see me these days.
Ah, damn it. Yeah, Joker's back, and he has a little run-in with the Prince of Darkness. Whoa, Drac! I know it's been a few centuries, but damn, you could do better. Yes. So now Joker is a vampire on a rampage at the blood bank. Who else would come along but Batsy, who battles him, then traps him. And this is where the movie comes to a grinding halt as nothing really happens for the next 15 minutes other than Batman working on a cure and Vicky Vale being kidnapped by Dracula. No, totally didn't see that coming.
1 hour later.
The bride of Count Dracula. According to legend, her bloodthirst rivaled even his own.
2 hours later.
Trust me, Joker. I'm trying to help you.
Then feed me!
3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
After curing Joker and discovering that Vicky has been captured, Batman suits up for battle and heads to the cemetery. Meanwhile, Dracula plans to resurrect his dead wife using Vicky's essence. okay, I won't deny it, that's actually kind of a cool twist on the story. So let's take a look at this climax here. Badass hero in black running around injecting vampires with a cure while the big bad vampire is attempting to fulfill a ritual. Yeah. Ripoff or homage? You make the call. Batman confronts Dracula, and this leads to an inner struggle with Batman remembering when he found the cave and the bat that made him want to become skipping it. Batman and Dracula's fight makes its way to the Batcave, where Batman has a soul energy device waiting. Predictability is a bitch.
Rise and shine.
You are Bruce Wayne.
I'm the Batman. And you're dust.
Okay, not gonna lie, that was pretty freaking cool. But I have to put this in there.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
Dracula is destroyed, Batman's name is cleared, the lost ones have returned to the living. Happy ending! And that was The Batman vs. Dracula. And I don't like it. I mean, compared to some of the Batman movies I've reviewed on this channel, this was a freaking godsend, but on its own, it's just not that good. Let's start with the positives. While I dislike Rito Romano's voice, I love the look of Batman, his tech, and I love the way he fights and moves. The animation is very fluid and nice to look at. Dracula was done very well, surprisingly, with many tributes and homages to previous films. The action is enjoyable enough, and the atmosphere really does work in this movie. One thing I really have to give credit for is how mature it is. It never tones down the vampire lore and violence, just because kids are watching. For a kids movie, there is a surprising large amount of blood, so I gotta give the filmmakers credit for not treating kids like infants. What I didn't like was pretty much everything else. Alfred is a douche magnet, Rino Romano's Batman voice does not work, Joker sucks, Penguin is annoying, the art style is awful, and Vicky is as bland as she is in every comic and movie she's in. I think this movie's biggest flaw is that it doesn't use the full potential of its concept. With Dracula, you could have had some great lore and added new characters to either assist or even fight Batman. Maybe a Van Helsing or Harker descendant who assists in making the cure or joins the final battle against the vampires in the climax. Or you could have had to deal with another DC hero who deals with this kind of stuff, John Constantine. Imagine that, John Constantine versus Dracula. That would have been amazing. Have both mythologies collide rather than just having Dracula shoved into Batman's world. The other big problem with this movie is that it's kind of boring. Not much happens in the movie for like the first hour except maybe a few brief action scenes. I would have accepted this if they had Bruce being a detective, but he isn't. In fact, everything just sort of falls into his lap because the villain is an idiot at times. Overall, the movie is meh. It was underwhelming. However, if you are a fan of the Batman show, then you'll probably like it. Me, on the other hand, I'll stick to movies like Under the Red Hood, Mask of the Phantasm, and Assault on Arkham for my Batman fix. This isn't the end, however. October's has just begun. Tune in next time.
Welcome to the countdown.
God, that's funny.